I love movies. And there's one movie that people have been telling me to watch for so long, and I still have not watched it yet. It was the highest grossing Japanese film for over 19 years and generated over $400 million in box office ticket sales. That means it has to be good, right? It has to be good. Well, this weekend, I finally sat down and watched the thing. And I gotta tell you, this movie is weird. Spirited Away was created by Hayao Miyazaki and produced by Studio Ghibli. Anime lovers and anime haters all enjoy this movie, and I gotta ask, does it live up to the expectation? Anyways, let's jump into it. Just a quick disclaimer, I'm gonna be talking about different things, but I'm not gonna be reviewing every scene. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it, come back here because I want 2 views. I want you to watch for right now and then leave. And then I want you to come back because I deserve 2 views. This movie starts pretty normal. Chihiro is moving to a new town with her parents. They take a wrong turn and go down this weird road over here and don't really question it. Instead of going up to their house, they kind of just keep going down the road. And then they somehow end up in an abandoned theme park because her parents just want to do whatever the hell they want. And within 10 minutes, her parents wander off and go start eating some food, get turned into pigs. And then Chihiro has to become a literal slave at a bathhouse for spirits so that she doesn't get killed and so that her parents don't get turned into bacon. There's soup creatures. There's this 6-armed guy. There's a huge ass baby that looks like he's in the WWE. There's frog spirits. There's these Frankenstein mask guys that jump on top of each other. And then there's Haku, who's literally apparently just a river. And for some reason, even though I don't feel like any of it should work, it does. And that's the heart of Spirited Away. It's the weirdness. This movie is strange, and that's okay. It feels weird because it feels like a dream. And the reason I love it is because no one stops to explain anything. No one explains why No Face is there, who they are, what they're doing. No one explains why this train only goes in one direction and doesn't come back, or who all these strange people are who are on this train. No one explains why Haku's a freaking dragon. No one even explains why the spirits are using a bathhouse. But the movie just trusts you to accept its rules. And I feel like that's why people gravitate towards this film. Look, I'm an avid anime lover. I've watched so many movies. I've probably watched 2,000 hours plus of anime. And I gotta say, one thing that I really love about this film is the attention to detail. On top of the storytelling and the colors and the music composition, everything, they put so much effort into every little detail. Because look, every show is running on a budget. You can only do so much with the money you have. Money is just allocated towards fight scenes, these high budget scenes, because these are the things that draw people in. No one's animating these really mundane, boring scenes really well because it doesn't matter that much to the plot. And see, it's so much different in Spirited Away. And there's a few different places that I see that happening even within the first 10 minutes of the film. Literally, one of my favorite scenes is when Chihiro is in the backseat and her mom's like, hey, I'm putting down the window, hold on to your card. She rolls down the window and you see her hair flopping in the wind. It's so cool. The attention to detail and the reason that people love Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli, it's just because they care about the details. Or even things where they're running through a field of grass or flying, just small things, or when she's walking down the stairs, or when her parents are telling her to come into the cave, they're like, Chihiro, follow us, let's go. And she's standing there and she looks super anxious and she's trotting in place. It's something that she does throughout the film, but it just makes it feel so much more realistic. These are real people and not just characters in a show. Another thing that I really love about this film is just how cool its characters are. Specifically Chihiro to start. She's the main protagonist of the film, and she is a young child. And see, in most other animes that I watch, they really portray children as naive. They portray them as children. And in this film, I feel like it's quite the opposite. They make Chihiro out to be more like an adult, more like the person who is actually thinking through the actions that they're taking before they take them. Look at the first few scenes where they get into the whole situation. It's not Chihiro who's pulling them to those situations. It's her parents. And honestly, her parents are just really annoying the entire film, and they're not on screen for very much. But they keep pushing Chihiro to go outside of her comfort zone and go do these things when it's typically opposite. Those roles are typically switched. Usually it's the kids who are kind of being annoying, doing all this stuff. So it's really refreshing to have this new perspective of roles in this film. Even when they were going to eat the food when her parents got turned into pigs, she refused and was like, no, 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 I don't need it. Or halfway through the film when No Face was giving gold to everyone and they're like, hey Chihiro, take, and she's like, no, I don't need this, I need to go find Haku. Or even when No Face was trying to give Chihiro more bath tokens so that she could go run her bath, she was like, no, I only need one. She just is never asking for more. She's taking this higher road. And it's funny because she's like one of the only people who does this throughout the entire film. Everyone who works at this bathhouse is really annoying. They all hate on Chihiro. They're like, you smell bad, human. I mean, they look pretty gross. They are all super greedy. When No Face comes around and is throwing gold out, they're all fighting each other for the gold. Chihiro stays level-headed. Because the entire plot is kind of her trying to save herself, but also her parents. Like, that's the main focus. And I mean, her parents get turned into pigs, which is some amazing, beautiful symbolism. But I almost wish she just left her parents there. I don't think anyone was really rooting for her to get her parents back. Everyone was just kind of rooting for her to get out of this situation. Look, now I understand why people have been telling me to watch a film from Hayao Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli for so long, especially Spirited Away. It's one of those films that you kind of have an expectation going into and it's just way different than it actually is. It's like one of the weirdest fantasy movies I've ever seen in my entire life. Somehow it's unsettling, wholesome, beautiful, and creepy all at the same time, but I'm here for it. I highly recommend watching some other YouTube videos out there that go way more in depth on this than I do. I just kind of wanted to make a short video about my thoughts on the film after I watched it while it's still fresh in my brain. Anyways, that's it for this video. See ya.